Hey, what's up, everybody? Duck here. Hope you guys can hear me okay. How's everybody doing on for most of you? What should be Sunday? Yeah, so we got Bitcoin up on the screen. Duck's experiencing some severe weather outside. We got a severe thunderstorm, rain, all kinds of nastiness. So hopefully the internet connection holds up throughout the stream. But if for some reason we get cut off, it probably is weather related. Just a heads up. All right, guys, Bitcoin. We've been looking at this this bearish shark in purple, right? So as you can see, we created this neckline, right, in white, this torso, right, of the dragon that we always been talking about basically all week. And we've broken above it what was once, being regarded previously as resistance. We engulfed pretty dramatically through it, engulfed everything, right? And have not really back tested it yet, unless it was higher, you know what I mean, like this. Then you can say we have, but it feels like it was more here, right, where you had much more touch points, right? That's seems to be a more significant area, and as well as it's this previous C anchor point, right? But that's okay. We don't necessarily have to come back and touch it like that per se. This could be good enough right here, okay? This swing low failure pattern above the previous, resistance is still an SR flip. So we could still be green light here for Bitcoin to move up to the upside. What's crazy is that Ethereum, we knew this. We knew Ethereum was going to outperform Bitcoin, but it's like dramatically outperforming Bitcoin, like all month, like substantially, okay? So that being said, Bitcoin, like last time, okay, when we had that last kind of, really nasty dump on April 18th, all Bitcoin was able to do on this butterfly in blue, if, let me see if I could bring the butterfly to the front. Not like that. Okay, here we go. 1272 on the butterfly was all you were able to muster on Bitcoin on a butterfly that could have went as high as the 1618, right? So Bitcoin lagged last time, and it appears to be lagging this time as well. So is that going to continue to be the case during this next, kind of situation we're finding ourselves in now? What I mean by that is, if Bitcoin lags, at best, you see this 886, right? You get into this box, you complete the take profit targets of the cipher in yellow on the long, people on the long, right? They're taking profit on the cipher in yellow. And then people looking for the short on the shark in purple are, simultaneously starting to fill shorts, right? But we're still, $5,000-$6,000 away from that area. So are we going to get it? You still figure we would, but what we were really hoping for was that we would not only get it, okay, but that we would exceed it and we would paint the 113, okay? This is Bitcoin exceeding expectations and painting a much more bullish of a bearish shark type of scenario where we could potentially morph into the 5-0, right? How would we do this? We would fib from the C low to the D high, okay? And at this point, we would be targeting this previous 50% retracement area, okay, right here at 56.8, exactly where we're sitting right now. Okay, literally we're sitting on that exact spot right now. What was once this wick high resistance is now being regarded as support. So maybe this is significant, but in order for it to be significant, price needs to get all the way to the 113, exceeding the 886 zone, right? And then you would fail here, right? And you would sell off back to the 50% retracement. What was once this congestion area that we're now developing would need to be regarded as support, and you can morph into a bullish 5-0, and that's how you can come back for more. Okay, guys? So that's the scenario right there on Bitcoin that we want to see as far as the bullish continuation to the upside case. Okay? Now, if we're looking, and we don't care, we don't care if it stays bullish like that or if it turns bearish. Either way, we're going to react the best that we can, okay? So for us, we don't have to, for some people, it has to be that scenario for them to continue to make money. They have to have the bullish continuation, or it just becomes a bear market and they either pull their money completely out of crypto or they hold bags that go underwater for the next 18 months, right? It just, certain people could only make money in one direction is what I'm trying to say. And for us, we know that if Bitcoin fails here at the if we get a Bitcoin failure of this shark in the 886 zone right here, okay? This zone is 63,000. If Bitcoin fails to break and hold above that 63,000 area here, I'll mark it for you guys. If Bitcoin fails to break and hold above that 63,000 area, which is the 886, and we can't muster any more strength beyond that, and we're diverging bearishly across multiple time frames on multiple, oscillators, MACD, RSI, we would have completed a bearish a bearish shark, 886. Most bearish kind of bearish shark, because it fails to exceed the 886 and get the 113. So all of these things would be telling us that now we become bears, right? Now we become bears and we use the previous high as our stop, right? And we would be shorting the 886, and we would be looking, for one, this would no longer be in play. So at best, now you better hope that this one holds, right? Previous neckline. And if that doesn't hold, what I mean by that is if we short this area, this comes back down, this doesn't hold, and it ends up being regarded as resistance, right? That's when you sell off further, okay? This is where you maybe paint that bear pole, bear flag type of situation, right? So you got the measured move down, you paint the upsloping flag, continue the measured move to the bottom side, right? So that's what we'd be looking for on Bitcoin if we fail at the 886 and the shark goes live and it has coinciding variables. Again, guys, the way we're going to know is the variables, okay? Because the shark in itself has variables. So just the shark hitting the 886 alone is not enough of an argument for the short. We have to then turn to the oscillators, and we got to make sure that we have what we need, okay? Right now, what do we have? Let's take a look. All right. Okay. So far so good, because we talked about this on the MACD. We said we're beginning to paint some kind of 3x bearish divergence into that zone is what we wanted to see, right? So what we're getting is we got our sell-off, okay? We got our reset, basically. This is our reset, so we can continue to the upside. Now we want to see waning momentum on the negative, right? Negative waning momentum. Lower levels of negative momentum develop. We come back neutral, okay? We paint positive momentum, but the positive momentum fails to exceed the previous levels of positive momentum, and it paints a third lower level of positive momentum on the MACD, right? This is how we end up with that 3x bearish divergence on the MACD, okay? That's what we'd be looking for in the zone, right? And it's coming. It's coming. That is coming quick. I mean, we got to watch out. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But same thing, RSI, right? We got this reset back towards the heart line. Now we're looking for this. We're looking for this relative strength basically to rally one more time, right? If this rallies one more time and we could build this bearish divergence in oversold, right? In the oversold territory, at the same time, right? We want these to align, right? We want them to all happen all in one zone, right? These are like the, again, these are the coinciding variables, right? You want everything to align in harmony across the board at one particular place, but the particular place being something significant, right? Critical fib level, square up, pattern completion zone, right? And as these things happen, you know, that's what literally, like, think of the word harmonics, right? It's harmony. You're bringing, you're creating harmony across, like, multiple, you know, just think of you're making music, right? You're trying to get your synthesizer or whatever, all your I don't know what the hell those things are called. But anyways, you're trying to just line everything up so the sound sounds good, right? That's what you're doing in the studio when you're trying to, you know, put an album together, right? You got to dial it all in. Well, that's what we're trying to do here with our indicators and with our patterns and with our price action. We're trying to dial everything in, you know, tweak the levels, right? Tweak the volumes. And once we find that perfect spot, we look back to the chart, right? And we confirm it. We just look and we're like, okay, this is building and developing just as we had hoped. And at that point, we have nothing else we can do but to take the position based on that information and just, you know, put our targets, put our stops. It is what it is, right? And that's a trade plan where we'd be executing our trading plan / strategy, okay? And we just continue to do that time and time again, regardless of the asset. Now, the variable that we have to keep in mind, again, is the position sizing. You have to maintain a consistent position sizing every time you do this. Do you guys find yourselves in a situation where you have many small gains, right, to the upside with one very large drawdown? And then you do it again, many small gains to the upside, and then one massive drawdown, right? So what's happening here, what that data is saying to you, is that initially your position sizing is proper and you're getting proper compounding gains to the upside, but then you get confident and you get greedy and your position size is increased, and that one time you get one trade wrong and it bites you and all that hard work is given up, right? So you can't do that. You have to maintain that consistency regardless of how confident you're getting. You need to find a way within yourself to remain robotic. That's the only way that this trading strategy works, guys. You can't bend the rules to fit your personal mood at the given moment, right? You gotta maintain those emotions and keep those emotions in check and you have to just be consistent however possible. Okay, so Bitcoin, we kind of know what we're doing here. We're looking for what we should see is upside price action at some point here, because we're above the 50%. Okay, we've kind of reset, and you haven't got the waning. You'd like to see a couple white waning candles. See how these turn white as they start to pivot as momentum changes, right? You'd like to see that start to happen, and it's a good thing that you're just putting in continually higher levels, right? I mean, lower levels of negative momentum, right? That's a good sign for that kind of upside price action. So you want to see this trend continue in your favor, right, to the upside. You don't want to see this fail and start to put in much lower levels of negative momentum, much lower levels of relative strength, right? That would be bad. So yeah, let's look for Bitcoin to hopefully get back in the 60K area. If that happens, we are, we're looking good. Our plan is coming together, right? Whoa, bro. You guys see this? You guys seen this shit? I mean, do we meme it into existence? Was it pre-programmed? Did the Russians cause this to happen? What was it, right? Was it all the above? Russian Ethereum, 3K. We talked about this many moons ago, and we said Ethereum to 3K, right? Well, let's take a look at what happened. The high on Ethereum. Okay, guys. 29.85. 29.85 hit every single order in the zone, and is now painting indecision doji in very scary areas, right? Somebody that just longed for the first time at 29.69. Looking at this indecision doji, shooting star, possible swing high failure pattern in development if the next candle can not close above this level, right? Let me get rid of the box. If you fail to exceed this candle, right, and you get the next candle that looks like this, you're going to put in a swing high failure pattern at the dual 1618 golden mean ratio at the D short entry target area of a harmonic reversal pattern. Oh, and yeah, I saw the message. Yes, I have definitely already filled short. Yes. Oh, guys, look at this. Look at this, just these two lines. Let's for those of you that don't know where these came from, we have two significant kind of swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low prices, okay? What we did here is we took a fib extension, okay? And we took it from the X high to the A low once, right? One time. And then we did it a second time from the, see, that's how we painted this low side, the low green side, okay? And then we did it again from the B anchor point to the C low anchor point. And this is how we got the high side, 1618, whoops. 1618 dual golden mean ratios. Okay, guys, so let me get rid of these green lines for you. You can see the blue lines are the 1618 golden mean ratios, okay? Two of them within an area of $50. And look at the previous candle. The previous candle literally said, I understand that you guys are here for me. I'm going to not only touch the bottom one, not only am I going to touch the bottom one for you, but I'm going to touch the top one for you to the T on the same candle, just to let you know that I know, that you know, that I know what you know is the same thing, right? It's like, I don't know, guys. These are just the signals, right? These are the signals we look for. You have something happen here where the first D short entry target, 1618, right? This purple butterfly, crab, deep crab, hit the 1618, okay? You got that. You then sold off. You rallied up and you hit the second one. Scott Carney would say, this is the pattern completion zone. This is the optimal entry. You sweep it once, you hit the optimal. Your optimal had a 1618. Get the fuck out of here. Sell off time. I mean, it's just, oh no. What happened? Pulled up the code. All right. So, guys, normally this kind of price action happens to you anyways, okay? But what isn't usually there is this second 1618. It usually looks like this, guys. What happens is you hit the 1618, that's usually by itself, okay? It's usually by itself. Then you still sweep it like it's doing right here, okay? You're getting the slightly higher high above the 1618 that gives you the OE, the optimal entry, okay? So the OE is occurring with a swing high failure pattern painting, okay? So not usually something good. And this time it's worse because you got the second 1618 for you as acting, helping you, right? So like, it's even a stronger argument, basically, right? For somebody that's like, I don't know, you would not want to be buying Ethereum for $3,000. You just don't. Does that mean you have to short it? No. It just means you're not entering a position here that's gonna, provide you generational wealth, right? I don't think that's the case here at all. I really don't. We'll see. We'll have to see, right? We'll just have to see. And you know what? The thing is, the more you guys see these things play out, it's good overall for you, your trading psychological mentality, right? You need to see patterns play out on significant time frames with these certain variables, or else it's harder for you next time they happen to be as confident, right, in the situation. So the more confident you are in the situation, you'll get in with more conviction and you'll allow the trade to play out, right? You won't be afraid. Okay. So if this was it, guys, what would we be looking for targets? We'd be targeting from the, we basically be fibbing from the low to high, and we would like to do this twice, right? Just like we did on the upside, and have these kind of coinciding overlaying fibs, right? So we would do another fib from the A low up to the current high, right? And we like these zones where price overlaps. So the one that's blaringly standing out is this one, okay? Where the 50 percent retracement and the 618 retracement overlay. Okay, to me that's a pretty significant area. And looking back, you know, I would say that that's probably going to hold up as a target back to the downside. It's kind of that previous right shoulder that we were saying was a head and shoulders that was going to get just destroyed, that got absolutely wrecked, right? For those guys that were in that inverse head and shoulders, or just standard head and shoulders right here, right, on April 26th.
Well, it was game over for them. They're destroyed right now. Absolutely wrecked.
Not sure if you guys heard that the right way or not, but hopefully you like that. We'll have to keep implementing some fuckery like that to the stream. See if it's working. Okay. Moving on. Ethereum to Bitcoin. All right. So Ethereum to Bitcoin, again, we talked about this where Ethereum was going to outperform Bitcoin, okay? And Ethereum is absolutely just devastating Bitcoin on a 1v1, right? So we had the initial target 1618 butterfly harmonic reversal pattern get tagged, remember? Right here we tag it, okay? So there's your initial tag. Then we just talked about some on the previous assets, right? You get your on Ethereum, you get your pattern reversal zone, PRZD, short entry target area. Then you sweep it slightly higher high, get the OE optimal entry, and then you sell the fuck off. All right, this is exactly what we're looking for on Ethereum. Now, we just said we sell off. We find that 50%, 1618 kind of zone, right? Then we maybe can rally again, put in a slightly higher high, diverge again, probably sell off again, right? And we even talked about this when we got this to hold, right? We got this to hold. We broke back above it. We took a trade. We said stop below this previous action. We took a trade. Target was hit and exceeded. You actually got a 3-to-1, okay? Almost 3-to-1 trade, okay? So I mean, this is just, we had the hidden bullish divergence, guys. We had to back test. We painted the hidden bullish divergence. We got what was once previous overhead critical all-time high resistance, back tested and regarded it as support. We rallied, right? So now there was the hidden divergence. The hidden was blue. Now we're looking for just straight bearish divergence, okay? Where you have a high on price with a slightly higher high on price, and you begin to put in lower levels of positive momentum. So if this is going to fail on Ethereum to USDT, it's probably going to fail right here on Ethereum to BTC. This allows Ethereum to have a small pullback, allowing also giving Bitcoin way, right? Lead here, Bitcoin, your turn. You know, pass the stick over to Bitcoin and say, you're up, boss. And Bitcoin takes its turn to run up to the 60 to 63K area to paint its completion zones, right? So we need this to continue to hold lower, right? This positive momentum needs to stay below this previous level, okay? What we don't want to see here, for Bitcoin anyways, is this. If this happens, that means ETH is continuing to run up and Bitcoin's getting smoked, right? So we want to see this hold. It could even go a little higher still and still paint bearish divergence, okay? You just don't like it to be equal or higher. And even equal is not the end of the world. But we really would like to see this maintain a lower level, especially for our ETH USDT short position. On the RSI, similar things. We would like to see this come up here and get just slightly over, get just slightly into oversold areas and diverge right there, right? Something like that. Something like that, right? So you paint the coinciding bearish divergence. You maybe throw in a little double top up here, right? Give yourself a small relief, but maybe one little slightly higher rally, and then lose it. And when you lose that, this is where you're painting that divergence, right? Where the RSI and the MACD have the coinciding bearish divergence, and you get that slightly higher high on price, right? And at the same time, that ETH USDT chart is just, really it's not looking pretty. It's doing exactly kind of what we wanted it to do. And that wasn't going to end pretty for anyone holding along, right? So we'll just, again, have to see how this develops. But again, we got some bangers out of this, guys. We got a trade to the upside, right? Where you had 1 strike, 2 strike, 3 strikes, you're out, right? We got this. We got the OE short back down, and we got this one. So you got 3 trades on ETH BTC in the past like 10 days. I don't even really think you could have gotten any more out of that possible than what we squeezed on this sucker, right? So this is how we do it, boys. It'll be there. You just got to be patient. You got to wait for it, and you got to know what you're looking to identify too, right? It's not just about being patient. It's about being patient to wait for a certain event or outcome based on your plan or strategy, right? So you got to be strategic. You got to be methodical. Okay. Litecoin starting to sell off, but it appears that's because, well, ETH is selling off, so kind of makes sense for Litecoin to be dumping here. Litecoin's been lagging. I told you guys, if you're a lagging asset and this party, they turn the lights on, right? Last call, lights go on, party's over. I mean, you're done. It's time to go. Everybody out, right? There's nothing left. It's over. So like, it's the party always ends. Always comes to an end, right? You can't just party non-stop, right? So have your fun when you can. Take advantage of the time while the establishment is operating and open for business. And when it's time to go, it's time to go. That's it, right? So Litecoin, you better hope that Bitcoin's going to go to 63 and give you a small window of opportunity to make your way to 300. But guys, anything you get in that 300 range, you take it, because I mean, a lot of things are starting to roll over, okay? We're not there yet. You still have an opportunity to do this over here, okay? You still have an opportunity to do this. But like, it's not going to be endless. It's not going to be endless times, okay? I would not really even be messing with this to be longing right now, right? It's kind of like You just showed up at 1:30, right? Everyone's been partying since 6 p.m. You show up at 1:30. You got half hour left before the bar closes, and you're trying to catch up to everybody, right? Can you do it? Yeah, you can do it. You can order an entire bottle and chug it yourself, right? But see how you're playing with fire in that situation? You're trying to consume a large amount of alcohol in a short period of time just to catch up to everybody who's been having a fun time doing it, and you're trying to consume it like a bloody savage, right? So that's kind of a similar situation. Somebody who would be trying to play with longs in the final tail end of the situations, right? Like, bro, we've been long for fucking 2 weeks. Like, you know what I mean? There's certain times for that, and there's certain times that you have to know this isn't the time. That's all I'm trying to say. That's what I'm just trying to say. YFI. Okay, you don't want to lose 45. 48 is approaching. You need to hold. Maybe this is just a little square up down here of this slightly 47.7 area. But you got to hold and you got to do it quick. It's all about follow through price action. It's not about these initial just chops, right? It's all about the fall. What does price really do? If it wicks below a level and comes right back up on top of it and holds and continues to the upside, well, that wick was just whatever, right? It's just choppy chop. It's all about that follow through price action, which in that situation we just said would have been to the upside. So we need YFI to hold here. Again, it's all up to BTC. BTC needs to keep the party open for just a little bit longer, right? But again, we have two targets painted because this is the high side target. If you don't hurry up, you're not going to get none of this high side, okay? You're going to end up getting the low side, 886, and you're going to remain a sharky poo. Yeah, this is a shark, and if you're lucky, this is the one you get, and that's it, right? So, time's ticking, right? Time's a ticking. So you don't want to stall. You don't want to take forever here, okay? All right, so current entry on the Ethereum short is 2,975.66 right now, average entry short. Short's currently up 5%, but it's not over yet. It's not over yet. The bulls, but ETH bulls, you've had a hell of a run, and if you need that to continue, you better start aping right now. Like, you need some savage prices, savage apes to step in here on ETH. If you don't get that, yeah, 3K might have been hard psychological wall. And we even said there's a high chance you don't even touch it, right? Like, it gets front run. I front run the shit out of it, right? I have still more shorts. I have shorts layered all the way to 3,100 still. So like, even me already short still don't think it's over, because I would have already removed all those short orders and I would have set a stop at $3,001, right? But I didn't do that yet because price action hasn't gotten far enough away. Dog, look at this dog. Target one hit, tagged it, 40 cents. The dog hit 40 cents, which was the 886. 886. Again, if the 886 holds and you can't get anything more than this, well, that's a bearish bat, boys, and that could be it for dog. Excuse me. This is why we said targets are 40 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents. There's no guarantee you are going to get 60 cents. We got our first target. We got some profit. I mean, guys, we got some good profit here. 25% just to the first area of interest. And it's double topped since then. And you're putting in a slightly lower high and you're starting to sell off. So, like that dragon-esque price action, right? On the dog, your tail's basically developed. You've played out. You could come all the way back down back to that neckline again at 30 cents now that you've hit 40 cents. So this is why we take profit when we get it, right? Secure what you can. Keep those stops as close as break even as possible for the remainder, maybe slightly into profit, or you just get out of them, right? But it's up to you. You could have taken a good chunk off at 40 cents. You could have a stop at break even, and you could be letting the rest ride. You're not at risk, and you've already secured gains. There's nothing wrong with that. Your entry is better than where price still is, so you still have an edge, and you have a protective stop in place where even if it's a market stop, put it slightly above entry so you're paying the fees and you break even with the rest, right? Just never get hurt, right? Always be protecting your capital. But dog, I mean, we talked about this. We got the bearish divergence where you have a slightly lower high, right? Lower levels of positive momentum on the RSI. Bearish divergence coinciding with the RSI, or with the MACD bearish divergence, tail end RSI divergence at the D short entry target of a bearish bat, double top. Sometimes when it's over, guys, and there's nothing you could do to force things beyond this. You have to reset to run again. You just have to take a breath. It just has to get a water break, right? Take a break, take a breath, reset. Then you can think about running again. But those resets happen, and they will never stop happening. It's not just up only, right? You will quickly learn that if you haven't already. I know most of you don't need to hear that, but there's definitely a lot of people that do. Okay. Dragon, Bitcoin Cash, right? Tail got up into that second range. You're back testing that range. You have a chance here. Again, Bitcoin needs to go to 61 to 63 if you want this to if you want this to continue to the upside, right? You've basically, this is good that you're back testing these previous levels, right? That was once really critical resistance levels. You're now back testing as support. So good signs, but you still got a lot of work to do, right? You still got a lot of work. You still got a lot of work to do. And, you need Bitcoin. The Bitcoin Cash is not going to do anything on its own, okay? It's just not. There's no fucking way. So you guys just have to be realistic in your trades. And, when things start rolling over and things like ETH that have led the way have fully developed, like not only developed, but then OE'd on a second 1618, like, you have to be on high alert, guys. I feel like last time maybe it wasn't stressed enough on how much high alert needs to be going on at these levels. Sometimes it's best that, like, when the When the fire gets hot like this, guys, you just lock in what you could lock in, and this is the time you take a break for a couple days. Go enjoy your family, right? Keep tabs on Twitter. You'll know. I'll post some. You'll see the blood somewhere, right? And once everybody starts getting just absolutely devastated again, that's when you could check back in and you'd be like, hey, what's up, guys? Took a little quick break. I'm back. What happened? Fill me in. You get a quick 5-minute update. You're back. You didn't miss shit. You didn't deal with any of that nonsense. And you're buying everything on a 20-25% flash fire sale, right? It's a hell of a strategy. It really is. No stress. No stress. Get your gains when you can get them. Get the hell out of there when bullets start flying. And come back when the dust settles. When the composite man, market maker, reaccumulates his position at an area of low risk, high reward. That's when you join him and you say, hey, Mr. Composite Man, room for two? You say, sure, son, sit down. You know, you just got to think like that sometimes. And it'll work out for you in the long run, promise you. No FOMO. No FOMO. SOL. Target hit. Sold off. Imagine that. How do we get this target? We painted Class C hidden bullish divergence in blue, where you had a higher high or a higher low on price with much lower levels of negative momentum, much lower levels or equal to lower levels of relative strength, hidden bullish divergence, Bukowski double bottom at the previous overhead, what was once resistance, support was now regarded as support again, Bukowski double bottom, hidden bullish divergence, measured move, price action, target hit to the upside, 1272 overhead. 1272 overhead. We pulled it down to front run it. Hit the target. That's it. Selling off. Get it when you can get it. Get out of there. SOL right now, not a place where you would probably want to be entering into a long position here. Putting lower levels of positive momentum while you're putting in a slightly higher high on price. Okay, bearish divergence is starting to paint. Not only are you painting bearish divergence on the MACD, right? But you're also doing this on the RSI. And you're doing it in two ways. You're painting it from the previous high to the recent high on the RSI, similar to the MACD. But then you have this little tail end, relative strength, just selling off. So in my opinion, guys, high side on this has probably been tapped. Okay, we're pretty high sided here. What we want to see is probably this sells off. Okay, we want to see this come all the way back down and paint the bullish divergence, right? We need this to come in, put low level of negative momentum, and then a slightly lower level of negative momentum, right? And at this point, we could reevaluate the situation on SOL, because the variables at this point maybe would be back in our favor for a bullish argument, back to the upside, right? So I feel like you're going to be able to get in at an area, better entry, right? Better entry. Probably going to be this congested area down here, okay? what was once resistance has yet to be kind of regarded as support. So we kind of sell off, put in a lower level on price, right? While you have the higher levels of relative strength and negative momentum, right? That's what we'd be looking for to re-enter a position on SOL. This is now FTT. Okay. We basically said if you get up here into this 113, this is how you could sell off to a 5-0, come back up, test a double top, sell off again. But in order to get all of that, you needed to get to that 113, right? The 113 is no guarantee, right? This is a shark, cipher-esque stuff. So the cipher is a 786. So currently, you don't even have any shark. This is cipher right here. And cipher, in my opinion, is already there, okay? A cipher has this slightly lower low that doesn't exceed a 1414. It usually goes between a kind of a 1, but more of a 1272 and a 1414 here. And what I mean by that is we'd be fibbing from this A low to this B high, and we'd be looking for this 1272, 1414 type reaction, okay? Where the cipher could have been as low as this and still been a valid cipher. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so the cipher is good on the low side. Those are also similar characteristics of a shark. So now on the high side, the cipher basically wants to see a 786. Okay, you failed to even reach the 786. Again, guys, a lot of times these things are front run. So the 786 would have been this blue line here, and I mean you were right there. Look at that. That, guys, this is why we call these like a PCZ or a PRZ, right? And it's a pattern completion zone, and the key word here being zone. Okay, so this is not an exact price we're ever looking for. Okay, it's a reversal zone or a completion zone where you're just within the vicinity of the fib level, right? This is why we have to layer. This is why we layer. We never look for exact dollar amounts. We never put our entire position in at $1 amount. It's always a layered averaged entry, okay? You're DCAing, dollar cost averaging, at a strategic reversal zone that you've identified based on the technicals, right? You're not just layering random areas, you're layering zones of completion for patterns, okay? And why is this even more important to be a zone? Because if this goes to an 886 right here, this could have happened last night and been just fine. This would have been the shark. So your entire zone should have been between initially the 786 and the 886. Which were right here, right? 786 to 886, like that. So these zones, you just got to look for these zones, right? They're always going to be that way. This is why we always have these boxes. We try to pinpoint two areas, like our on ETH, right? We had these two overhead golden mean ratio 1618s, dual 1618s. So we layered in the zone between the two that they create, right? Makes sense? So FTT at any point here, this could start rolling over. Again, it's based on the macro Bitcoin. If it gives it a chance and gets into the 60K area for a brief second, 61, 62, 63, FTT can hit that 886, right? That'd be your next objective. is to at least get up to the 886, which would turn the cipher into a shark. Okay, and then from there you could then look for a 113, but you got a lot of work to do, you know what I mean, between now and then. So just keep that in mind. Oof, shorts printing right now. This was the one, guys. 886, bearish shark, absolute devastation occurring. These oscillators were so bad that like this was a blaring red flag. If you guys only just looked for things that look like this for the rest of your life, you'll just print money. Oof. And we saw this before it started rolling over, right? For people holding an FTM long right now,
It's game over for you. You're never gonna make it. Holding along with oscillators looking like this on the MACD and the RSI are only gonna get you absolutely destroyed. You just kicked yourself in the balls. Congratulations. Played yourself.
you know what I mean, guys? You can't be doing this. You can't fight something that looks like this, okay? When your momentum is rolling over like that and just continually painting just discernible lower levels of positive momentum, right? It like the red flags need to be going off everywhere. MACD looks like trash. RSI looks like trash. Continuing to roll over. Usually these things don't end well. You're talking minimum probably 50% retrace here. Golden zone type shit, right? Between the 382 and the 1618, golden retrace zone. I mean, it's probably coming. And this is even still a good scenario for you ultimately if you're a bull, because you're still putting in a higher low, right? But you're gonna sell off. You're gonna get bit right here. If you're a FTM investor in the past week, prepare to give back 40% of your gains or more, right? Now, if and when you find yourself down into these areas, we'd be hoping to hold these areas, right? And at this point, we'd be looking for that hidden bullish divergence, right? Or it'd be probably hidden at that point. And maybe that's how you end up finding your way back up at 80 cents, and then you could get some kind of double top and then maybe short it again. But yeah, I mean, if you're holding along here, you're probably so FTM, not good, boys. XRP. It was funny. It was funny that XRP and Bitcoin Cash were actually one of the most like textbook dragons that were out here. Shit's hilarious when these just the worst of the worst paint such like textbookish patterns, right? It's kind of ironic. So XRP, XRP basically, Dragon's kind of tail is pretty much fully in development here. You've reached that kind of 786 area. You're between the 618 and the 786, right? So here's that 618 where you hit it, but then got it back above it, but couldn't quite muster enough strength to get to that 786. And you're almost painting, you know, this this head and shoulders-esque type of pattern, right? Where you got this high on price with this slightly higher high on price, and now you're painting a lower high, right? So in order to get up here, you have to invalidate this. You cannot allow this to occur. If so, you're going to find yourself back at the square up at $1.40, okay? You're going to come right back down to here again. And maybe you can reset again and try again, but I mean, initially that's probably going to be like a 10% loss on XRP. You're going to lose 10% here if you don't step in quick with some buyers, right? And you've already gotten to these areas where like you're approaching this completion zone anyways of a cipher. So like a sell-off here is not, you know, uncommon. It just, you at the end, you started off really well, but by the end, your momentum's failing, right? And look, it's because it is. You're losing your momentum. You almost got this third level down here that was just garbage, right? It's like, how are you supposed to muster any sort of strength like that? This RSI is just falling off a cliff. You know what I mean, guys? So like, that's how the parties come to an end. Look, on the opposite side, that's how the party started, right? So you have these windows of opportunity, you take advantage of them, and you get what you can get, and you get out of there, okay? XRP, if you can possibly get $1.70, go ahead. But again, like we said, guys, look at the difference, okay? When you're entering a trade right here, your risk to reward to get up here was massive, right? 3 to 1, 2.8 to 1. When you're entering a trade here, your target didn't change. It's the same target. Just look at your downside now, right? You see how the edge is no longer in your favor? So you no longer need to be in this type of position. Ship has sailed, right? Look for the next area of low risk, high reward opportunity, and it will present itself. Duck and the market will provide you with endless opportunities to enrich oneself, as long as you're patient enough to wait for it, right? That's it. Just be patient, man. This patient man's game. XLM here. Okay, so on XLM we basically had this like this channel, right, that we painted, and we've been respecting this channel really nice. You know, this top of this heart line, high side heart line of this channel. Okay, so as soon as you see this heart line get lost, guys, it's going to be bad. Okay, so that's good telltale sign for you. You basically hit the measured move, guys. Look at this. When measured move targets are being hit, that's a 16% measured move target was hit. Okay, and that was this previous SR flipped area, okay, where this measured move's kind of coming from. Okay, so once these areas are hit, you have pullbacks, so you got to be aware here. we've also found ourselves at this kind of belly of the beast, right? It's good that you're above it. So as long as you can hold above it, there's nothing that says that channels break to the downside, okay? These channels will break to the upside sometimes, okay, guys? It's possible. You just, for one, you have to hold above 54 cents and really above 52 cents. You just need to hold above this gray box. If you can hold above it like you are, it's possible if Bitcoin gives you 63 that you can get the square up area still, okay? So at that point, we would be looking for a shark, okay? Pretty good shark, 1618 on the bottom side, so 886. 886. So there's some hope still. There's hope for XLM, but your window of opportunity is declining rapidly, right? So you must act now. You're coming to like almost like a apex of a structure of a wedge. Like if you were some kind of rising wedge-ish formation, right? I don't know where, it's not the most discernible of anchor points, but basically if I were to remove that channel, you see how this, you're kind of just, price action is coiling, and, you know, Bulkowski will talk about when price action reaches, you know, 70 to 80% the way through an apex of a structure, the move is going to happen, okay? So something like this, you're going to get one of two outcomes, right? You're going to fail here, lose all of this, and just sell off, okay? Or you break it up, hold it, and you can hit the target, right? So that's what you're looking for here on XLM. Same thing with EOS, guys. You're at the belly of the beast. The time to decide is now. Whoops. Like, you have to hold these levels, and you have to SR flip up above them, flip them from what is currently being regarded as resistance into support, okay? And look, we have a chance because strike one, strike two. So the next time this hits, it's probably gonna give, guys, right? 3 strikes, rule of 3. If we can get it, that's how you find yourself at $8.50, which is gonna be critical fib level. It kind of 886. 886 deep retracement. Okay. But yeah, you need to flip the level. The dragon torso, belly of the dragon, that belly of the beast must be flipped from resistance into support, right? Somebody talking about Sam too autistic to let his coins drop that much. You know, Sam, he is quite autistic. Don't get me wrong, but he also knows how to buy the dip, right? And wait for the dip. He won't let his coins go to zero. He'll just make sure he buys them strategically. Sometimes he's the one pushing them down. You know, he understands ebbs and flows. He's SBF Alameda, bruh. Okay, so SNX, again, similar story. We've reached the belly of the beast. We had it, guys. We had it. SNX was so promising. Look at this, just like a tank. And then you held it. And you no. You see how quickly things can change, right? which is why we're not perma bulls, perma bears, right? We have to react accordingly based on price action, based on the situation, based on strategic levels, based on oscillators, based on patterns, based on multiple time frames of significance, right? Based on the macro. At every given moment in time, these things all need to be one, right? So, yeah. For those of you guys that are into the performance side, this is how we're looking right now. Running all this stuff on the stream. Currently consuming just 4% of the CPU. Haven't dropped a frame. Looking good, boys. We're looking good. Which means if I can figure out some more ways to keep implementing shit, then you know, we'll keep bringing in more cool effects to the background, right? Okay, so let me see something here. See if this works or not. I think it will, but yeah, it will. Okay. So these are the specs, guys. So if somebody just requested it in the chat. We're asking for what the rig is running. So you guys could take a quick peep at that. Yeah. That's how we doing it now, boys. We're doing big things up in here, right? All right. So, yeah, SNX guys, you need to get up above that 1780 level and flip that level from, you know, previous resistance into support if we would like to see this high side $22 target, which is the 886 overhead fib level, fib extension level, right? It's also the D short entry target area, initial area of a bearish shark. Okay, so let me see if I could do this real quick. Let's see, guys, if this works. Yeah, okay, so this is what we're looking for, this bearish shark. You see how the first area of interest up here is this 886, right? But it can also go as high as that 113. But the first major area we're concerned with here is that 886, right? So that, now looking back at our chart, that's the level we have marked here, is the 886. But we're a long ways away from that, guys. Long ways away from that. We got a lot of work to do, and we need. I can't stress it enough how much we need Bitcoin to hold up. If Bitcoin doesn't hold up, guys, I mean, these shitcoins don't have a chance, okay? Excuse me. Okay, AVAX. See, so this one performed well, really strong, okay? Because it, you know, it painted the dragon, you painted the belly of the beast, right? You consolidated at resistance, SR flipped, right? The level came back up, tested the B high anchor point, you know, blew through it, break, back test, hook, and you're basically still hooking, and we're looking for the go, okay? The break, hook, and go. on AVAX. If we get it by the time we see the target hit, and we're currently just targeting the 786 on AVAX because that's going to be where this could be both a bearish cipher or a bearish shark, right? So a bearish cipher would first hit the 786. If it's a shark, it's going to go to the 886. That's the level we have marked. We start the low side of the level on the 786, and the high side of the level is the 886. Okay, guys? So this is, again, what we talked about. We mark reversal zones, okay? It's not a set dollar amount. It's a reversal area where we could see, you know, the harmonic reversal patterns kick in and do what they do, right? Changing of the trend, right? The reversal of the tides. So far though, this looks really good. We've gotten our initial high. Now we want to see slightly higher high, right? Not a lower high, but a slightly higher high into the zone, completing one of the harmonics. This would also give us our bearish divergence argument for a bearish harmonic pattern, right? So yeah, guys, this is basically what we're looking at right now on on AVAX, excuse me. Okay. Bearish shark, bearish cipher-esque price action. Looking for divergence. Oof. See where this initial this first high was? Look at that. Okay, so now you come back in and you do it again, and you put in that third 3x bearish divergence on the MACD, right? Where you come up and you do this, okay? And at the same time, we put in lower levels of relative strength. I don't like that. Okay, something like this, lower levels of relative strength. And that is how we end up with our bearish divergence on the oscillators, which is our coinciding variables. We like to see them up in oversold territory, right? Something like that. So, you know, something good to do would be set an alert here for whenever these highs get swept, right? You just set an alert. Price will text you. TradingView will text you and say, bro, come check me out. By then, you're like, what am I doing? Oh, I'm in the zone. Orders have been filled. On our long, right? We're in a long. Our long take profit orders would be filled. And we could then look for short entry setup, right? We'd be then looking to confirm that this price action, that these oscillators are doing what we were expecting, right? This is Cosmos, ATOM Cosmos. We talked about a potential trade here. You got some price action to the upside, but you have failed to hit the target. You got the break, you got the hook, and you're working on the go. So this is not, you know, you still have some possibilities here to hit these target areas, okay? You're attempting this parabolicness price action, okay? You're attempting it. So far so good. Like everything does and will always need is Bitcoin to hold up. If Bitcoin fails to hold up, then that's it, you know? That's it. So but I mean, you couldn't be really asking for much better price action here. I mean, you got your dragon, you got your measured move, you're working on it, you're above the belly, you break hooked and are going. Like, I mean, other than just a straight wick candle right to your target the second you enter the trade, I mean, this is basically what you hope to see. Okay. Dot. You got the neckline of the structure. You've broken it. You've now are back testing and basically regarding it as, support now. So just what we're talking about with this SR level, right? We want to flip this level, what was once resistance, into support. And you're doing a pretty good job of it. Consolidating at the SR level here is good. Resetting yourself, this is good. So as long as Bitcoin doesn't completely shit the bed, and again, this might, because you have this nasty little square up right here, okay? So you can fail back here and maybe you do it again, right? So always a possibility. Don't freak out if it happens. If it does and did, we'd be looking for that hidden bullish divergence. It would never have stopped you out yet at that point. Your stops should really be below these wicks, right, of this previous structure. And ideally, we'd be looking for 886 shark, okay, shark-esque price action, where we have a square up, a measured move, and a 886 overhead fib level extension, and a D short entry target of a shark. So you have 4 coinciding target areas that we just layer out into if dot can hold up here and bid buyers step in, right? We need some bids to show up. CRV, same thing. You're holding this belly, this structure, right? Previous abdomen, belly of the beast, neckline structure. You're doing a good job on some of these assets. But again, if they take too long to get to Valhalla, and Bitcoin says that's it, well, you took too long, right? So they're gonna have some pumps if Bitcoin holds up, but you gotta be looking at these at the same time. You gotta have Bitcoin chart open on one screen or one device or something, or just on one tab. And you just need to be tabbing back and forth from your shitcoins to Bitcoin, and always just be keeping an eye on what Bitcoin's doing. If Bitcoin starts to look like it's ready to puke, then immediately raise your stops on your altcoins or just get out. You know what I mean? Just, you gotta be mindful of it. These alts are nothing without Mother Bitcoin, okay? She will not let them do anything alone. It's up to her, and then that's gonna always be the case. It's always been the case. It might change one day, but that day is not fucking today, okay? Maker, you're doing a good job here, where we had 3 strikes, right? We talked about this. You got strike 1, strike 2, you broke, you've back tested, the break, the hook, and the go is in play. If Bitcoin holds up, you can see Maker hitting 54, 57, and 60. It's basically 5,400, 60, 5,700, and 6,000, okay, on Maker. Really strong. Maker's been really strong for a long time, guys. Really strong, okay? So the odds of this happening are decently probable here. As long as Bitcoin doesn't absolutely puke, then Maker has a really good chance here to see 5,400, 5,700, 6,000. MAKR, yeah, what a beast. Ray, hey Ray, hey baby. So Ray here, Samcoin Ray. Everyone, for some reason, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't do these from a fundamental standpoint, so I don't know. But for some reason, when I posted Ray and posted these setups, it triggered everybody. Nobody likes Ray. But I mean, it doesn't matter if you like Ray or not. I don't like Bitcoin Cash. I don't like XRP. they still painted nice patterns and hit targets, right? That's why we don't really care about the underlying asset at hand. All we care about, guys, in here for the most part is the technicals. Of course, that's only 40%, right? The majority of what's required to become alpha is the mindset, right? But I can't show you. Mindset's more of it's psychological, right? It's not something I could present to you on a chart per se. I could graph it out how your mindset's gone from when you were born to straight into the trash, but it would just be a a chart that looked like the gold to BTC chart, right? Just continually putting in lower lower lows. No, I'm just kidding, guys. You gotta work on that mindset part, right? 60% mental, 40% technical. But of the 40%, we don't care about the underlying asset at hand. We just care about the variables coinciding with the patterns, right? If we find harmony in any asset, as long as liquidity exists and there's a platform to trade it, then that's it. We just take our trade, we get our money, we get out. Okay, so Ray has hit target 1 and sold off. So people that don't like Ray, I mean, I guess you can cope, but target 1 was still hit anyways, regardless. Back to Mother Bitcoin. Guys, this previous C anchor point, we can't lose it, okay? We just can't lose 55K. 55K is critical, okay? 55K must hold in order to see yourself back in the $60,000 areas. If we can't hold above this 55K area, you're going to find yourself back at 50K, okay? So basically, if you fail and you backtest this as resistance, guys, look for this. And even again, right, you kind of do this, you're going to go right here, 50K. Okay? So watch out for that. Watch out for losing that. Just watch out. Now, if you came and touched it as support again, well, now it's your friend, right? It's being friendly. That's okay. That's helping you reset your oscillators on the low time frames. That's friendly, okay? But yeah, you don't want to do this, okay? Do not want to backtest that area as resistance. Big no-no, okay? Big no-no. Yeah, that's 48.5. Yeah, exactly. Whatever this square up is right here, 49, okay? If you lose 55, you go to 49, okay? You lose 59, 55, you go to 49. You hold right here at 55, 56, you go to 60, okay? It's just one big range. Just think of it as one big range, okay? So if I were a range, how would I look, right? You're in the midpoint of the range, right? We don't buy midpoint of the ranges, right? This is just where we happen to find ourselves. So this is the chop that either goes up or the chop that goes down. Simple as that. Okay? Just think of it as one big range, and it'll help you envision, get some perspective here. Okay? ETH 29.49. Whoa. Okay, guys, look. Look at these. Look at this momentum. You have to really zoom in to see it. Okay, but let's see if you guys can see it here. Oh, guys, look. This is a basic trend line, okay? And this is called a polyline, where it allows you to do multiple lines in one shape. Okay, so I'm going to polyline Ethereum. Okay, guys. So whenever you see me doing that kind of stuff, that's basically what I did there. Is a polyline tool. Okay. It's up in your trend line toolbars. You can favorite them. All right, guys. Look, we painted this. Look what happened last time we looked at this. Come on, bro. Oof. Not what you want to see, right? Dual 1618 golden mean ratios. Not usually good signs. Let's see if that worked out. Okay, yeah, been filling shorts on ETH. I think they started filling this morning. Yeah, they filled this morning. I wasn't quite. No, actually filled a little bit right here, but mainly filled right here. Okay, guys. And they're still. Like I said, I have them layered as high as 3,100 still. So I have short orders layered all the way through the zone that's still above us that we haven't even gotten to. I don't care if they fill or not. If they wick up there and grab some more, well, good for me. My dollar cost average on my short is just getting better. But if they don't fill, it's not going to hurt my feelings, okay? Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. Stop loss for ETH right now is, to be honest, I haven't even set it yet. I'm just still layering into my short. If I see this start to basically do this for your stop loss, okay? If you see momentum start to engulf, oops, sorry. If you see the momentum change, okay, and you see this momentum just do this and engulf these previous levels, that's when we got to start getting concerned. But right now, I mean, a proper positioned person on low enough leverage here is still, you're still filling a short, okay? You're still filling short. So yeah, for now, throw a stop up like 3,500 or something just to have one. But I have yet to really set my stop yet. Once I do, I'll post an updated chart in the Duck Labs that'll show the short entry tool, basically kind of where the dust settled. And, based on a target back to the golden zone. Okay, guys. So if you were targeting, kind of something in this area like this, you would be using that as a way to set your stop, right? If you need to get 3-1, your stop would have to be 3-1. Okay, so something like 3,200, but a little tight right now still. So keep that in mind, but it would look something like that at the moment, guys. Yeah, hope you guys liked the stream. Hope you guys liked we implemented some few different things. Got some more cool stuff to working on behind the scenes to improve the experience for you guys as the viewer audience. continue to make this. It's tough. We're looking at something that's we're like reading the dictionary, right? So it's hard to make something so monotone. I'm trying to make it, keep you guys engaged a little bit, right? So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys back in the Discord, like normal. And yeah, have a good Sunday, everybody. Ducks out.